Pop the hood. Everybody got V8. So I'm going to model my wiring after this.
No, you're not.
Okay, about to wire up the AC compressor and AC pressure sensor from the BMW to the GM harness. Apparently not a lot of people have done this, if not anybody. So we're going to be testing this out for the first time. Okay, here's what we got. Coming from the BMW connector, our black-yellow wire is our low reference, or ground, going to our brown wire to the GM harness. Our black-green wire is our 5-volt reference, which goes to the gray-white. And then our signal wire is the black-gray wire going to our orange-black on the GM harness. Alright, we are about to hook up the Arduino board. This is from Nathaniel. He's got a Facebook page, go check him out. It's CAN Bus Module is the name of the Facebook page. Basically, that kid is a genius. So we are going to be powering this guy, hooking up the BMW side and the LS side through the serial data connection wires, which we have here. You can tell that they're the right wires from the GM side because they're the only ones twisted together in a pair. They're pins 27 and 28 off of the black connector for the ECU, that one, black. And then the BMW side's right here. Again, the only wires that'll be twisted together. Yay, Zach's here! Busting out the wiring shit. Figuring it out. It's a rat's nest. Okay, so found the fuel pump relay, rewired it to work with a standard 4-pin so that when we trip this wire up there, this purple-black wire, when we trip this purple-black wire up in the engine bay, it will run the fuel pump. All of this to find one wire, see where it goes. What the fuck? Finally.
You still can't get that much of it.
Well, I know what to look for.
You know what wire color it is?
Alright, day 2 of wiring. Working on the starter relay right now. This is a relay out of another car I'm wiring up. I found a wire that'll give us 12 volts signal out of the ECU pin, or out of the ECU connector, right here. Found that by switching the ignition on and just testing with a voltmeter, and then wiring it up to the relay on the correct leg. Once that happens, the next leg is going to go to ground, which is still in progress. This is another ground from my Arduino board, and it'll go to this engine ground here, the big black wire coming off the engine. But I'm going to probably need to wire up another ground, so I'm not going to finish this quite yet. Alright, I got stuff temporarily set up. I'm going to give this starter a test. Hook the battery up in the trunk. Keep the charger on it, why not? Starter works. Alright. Okie dokie. So, according to the lt1swap.com page, any wire that's pink, pink black, pink white, really any pink, you're going to wire those all together to a key hot. There is, however, one exception, and that is this one red white wire here. This is the memory, or should be the memory, so it needs to go to constant power. And then these two blues, they're supposed to be for the brake switch. When brakes are not applied, you're giving it a constant 12 volts. So I'm just wiring this to constant 12 volts the whole time so that it thinks the brakes are always not applied. That probably has more to do with an automatic transmission and may not matter at all. But it's not, hopefully it doesn't hurt anything. at this point we're ready to turn the car on and see how everything reacts and see if we've got some sort of power going to this thing. Alright guys, I just hooked up the spark plug wires and I'm going to see if this thing will start up. It's unlikely, but we'll see because I haven't removed any of the lockout controls or anything like that. It may fire for a second and shut off if it's like a Gen 3 though, so that's what I'm hoping for. We'll see. Alright, no dice. It's okay. I'm going to see if I can't hook the laptop up to this thing and start trying to program it to get it to fire. Alright, see ya. Okay guys, I tried to hook up to the OBD port and it did not work. However, I went ahead and snagged an extra OBD port out of another car, wired it up, and we are one step closer because now we're showing codes. If we're showing codes, usually that means we'll be able to program and hopefully get the car to start. So I'll keep working on that and I'll check back with you in a minute. Alright guys, I discovered something while trying to connect with HP tuners. It kept shutting off at about 0.8%, and I just kind of figured maybe it was the car interfering with the communication. So what I did is I just unplugged the power to the Arduino board, this guy right here, and now it's reading it properly. So I may actually need to throw a switch on there so that when I want to program this thing I can turn off the Arduino board. Are you filming?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's misfiring pretty bad.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that about? So I'm seeing sparks.
Oh, you just pissed all the trans fluid out.
Oh, nice.
And we don't have the transcooler lines hooked up right now.
No.
So
I didn't realize there was fluid in the trans.
you put fluid in the trans.
No, I did not. I never put fluid in
Oh,
the
I
trans.
thought you did put fluid
No.
in the trans. Oh. So there was fluid in the trans.
Alright, after a couple hours of messing with this thing, and a lot of thanks to my buddy Freddie, I will give him a shout out. He's awesome with these LS's. Come to find out, my injectors are stuck. At least some of them are. I tested this one here with a 9-volt battery and it doesn't spray fuel through. I tested this one here and it does. So he's given me some recommendations on how to clean these things. So I'm going to take this all apart, take the injectors out, give them a good cleaning, get them to work, and then after that, this thing should run. Because it was idling and running. It was getting better and better, I guess, because injectors were becoming unstuck. But I just got a couple that just don't want to unseize. So we're gonna work on that and get this thing together. All right, I discovered 3 of the injectors were seized, and this is how you can tell. Take your 9-volt. I happen to have an extra injector clip. If you don't have one, I'm sure you can figure something out with some alligator clips. Let me plug this in. All right, got that plugged in. So when you take your 9-volt and you apply power to this, you hear nothing. All you can hear is a little tiny tick at the 9-volt. And that's not right. Now this one just started to free itself up. See how it's kind of making a little click? That's not strong enough. So I'm going to go ahead and spray some cleaner down in here, click it, get it free, and then clean it out with brake clean when I'm done. Alright. Spray some brake cleaner down in this. I'm sorry, some degreaser down in this. And then click the power on the 9-volt. Okay, it's all said and done. It should be tapping pretty loudly. That's what you want to hear. Okay, welcome to the first start with all working injectors. Oh shit, Forgot to hook up fuel. Got the fuel line hooked up. Now we're gonna start the car. Fire extinguisher's over there if we need it. Ready, set. All right. Sounds a ton better. All right. Yes.